All right, ladies, I have to come in here and make a video. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but everybody's pissing their panties. I mean, everybody's freaking out because Bitcoin went from 70,000, which we were at like yesterday. I think we were at 70,000 yesterday. Now we're dumped down to 66,000. And everybody's freaking out. They're crying. They're going crazy. You know, altcoin season over. The bull market's over. Guys, you got to chill out. What have we been talking about on this channel for the last year? Right, not the last year. The last few months. Bitcoin range bound, 60,000 to 70,000 all of May. I said in June, we're probably going to come out of it. I got some people saying, hey, I thought in June we were going to come out of it. It's June 11th. I said sometime in June, I think we're going to come out of it. I'm not Nostradamus. If it doesn't happen, that doesn't mean like, you know, I'm no longer a prophet or whatever. Like, guys, I never claimed to be a prophet, but I think we're going to come out of this in June. Is it going to be this week, next week, the week after? I think sometime in June, we're going to reach all-time highs. We were almost there a couple days ago, up to, I think, almost $71,000. Now, why are we dumping right now? Well, they have the Fed meeting today, trying to figure out what we're going to do with interest rates. What we've been talking about on this channel for the last year, they're not lowering interest rates. It's not going to happen. The economy is way too fucked up to do it. Everything's too much money. Inflation is out of control. You got $15 hamburgers at McDonald's, and the Fed is most likely going to come out and say they're not lowering interest rates, or maybe they'll do one at the end of the year, basically just to tickle everybody's titties and make them feel better. But the economy is in no position to have interest rates lowered. What does that mean? We're still going to have high interest rates on mortgage rates, car loans, and really, still nobody's going to be able to afford anything. And that's only going to help Trump, to be honest with you. I mean, here's the article. Fed is in no rush to cut rates as the economy holds up. Federal Reserve officials are expected to leave interest rates unchanged at their meeting this week. They will also release a fresh set of economic projections. Federal Reserve officials are entering an uncertain summer. They are not sure how quickly inflation will cool, how much the economy is likely to slow, or just how long interest rates need to stay high. We've been talking about this for the last year, guys. Everything we've been talking about, you can find my videos. You can find my videos. I said 6 months ago, a year ago, interest rates not getting cut this year. And that's kind of why the markets are tanking right now. I see, the stock market's down like 300 points right now. Bitcoin's kind of dumping. A lot of risk assets kind of pull back before these meetings. It's par for the course. After the meeting, everything's going to come right back up. We're probably going to be back to $68,000, $69,000 Bitcoin tomorrow, maybe the day after. I mean, whatever. Is it possible we go to a $60,000 Bitcoin? Yeah, it's possible. But the more we dump, the more we're going to pump. I'm not worried about this at all. I was on Reddit yesterday, and I see everybody freaking out about this dump, and I'm like, or this morning, and I'm like, you know what? People, like, if you're freaking out about this dump, you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not going to make any money in this market because I'm way too freaking emotional. I had somebody on my comments last night saying, oh, I thought you said June was going to be good, and now we're down to 68,000. Like, give me a freaking break. Give me a break. Get over yourself, guys. Bitcoin could go to zero tomorrow. If Bitcoin goes to zero and you're now financially fucked and you have no money, that's your fault. You don't invest more than you can afford to lose. But overall, everything is going exactly how we planned. I think we're going to get all-time highs this month. And then I think altcoin season is going to commence. And it's as simple as that. There's not much else to say. It's a dump. We get dumps all the time. Once we hit $100,000 Bitcoin, we're probably going to dump right back down to 80 or 70. You realize that, right? And then we're going to make another leg up. And everybody's going to be freaking out. People just they forget what Bitcoin does. And I don't get it. I mean, if you've been in Bitcoin more than a year, or especially if you've been in Bitcoin more than a cycle, you should understand. Bitcoin price hits new June low while open interest stays above 35 billion. So what does that mean? Traders are bringing it down. We still have open interest up. The ETF flows are insane, but people are basically either taking profits or they're taking some off the table. in anticipation of the Fed meeting. It happens every month, every freaking month. All right, is there anything else even worth talking about? I don't even know. Bitcoin falls, why ETF inflows aren't boosting crypto price. We already talked about that. It's just because there's more sellers than buyers right now. And that's going to change the minute the meeting is over. So what happens is a lot of times before these meetings, people who are trading, people who are basically looking at Bitcoin and crypto as high risk, the minute they see anything that could be construed as uncertain, they just sell all their crypto. And then once the meeting's over, they just buy back in. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. This shit's been going on for the last 10 years with crypto. It happens with penny stock. It happens with regular stocks. It just doesn't matter. Found this article, another we've been talking about forever, but all the articles are talking about Trump is the best choice for Bitcoin, why Donald Trump is the best presidential candidate to foster a safer and innovative environment for Bitcoin. Not going to read the article. I wasn't going to make a long video, just pointing out that it does look like Trump's going to win. I found this video, you guys got to see it, of Biden at the Juneteenth celebrations, which Juneteenth, it's like the most retarded thing in the world. Like it's basically some African-American made up holiday in the United States. And every time there's Juneteenth, there's like the murders double. Like the way the African-American community celebrates their holiday is they just murder in record numbers. But here's Biden at the Juneteenth celebrations. I mean, if this isn't the most scary thing you've ever seen, look at him. He's frozen while all the pathetic people around him are dancing to this Juneteenth. He's frozen. If you vote for this imbecile and you're watching crypto videos, or if you even care about America, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is so scary. If I saw my grandfather acting like this, he'd immediately be in the hospital. Look, it's disgusting. It's despicable. Anyway, so that's what's going on with Biden. I mean, there's really not much to talk about. It's like there's not a lot of crypto news. It's boring right now because we're in that range. The range is boring. It's a $10,000 range between $60,000 and $71,000. You know, I don't think we're going to go below 60. I think probably we might hit 65, and then we're probably going to bounce back up. The Fed meeting is like in 10 minutes or something. I think it's coming up today. It's sometime this afternoon. Once it's over, you're going to see money pouring back into crypto. And then we're going to get that pump up above all-time highs. We were just up to 71,000 2 days ago, and the altcoins were doing great. Meme coins were flying. I saw that GameStop, we were talking about GameStop. GameStop pumped 60%, then it dumped another 60%. That's the sign we're in a bull market. It's going to be volatile. But unfortunately, we have not entered that alt season yet. And like I said, I'm sticking by my prediction. I think it's going to happen in June. I really do. I can't see us being in this same freaking boring range coming into July. If we do, it's just Bitcoin is just acting irrational. So I think this might be the last dump before we hit all-time highs. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm really not. If I could predict the future, I'd be on David Copperfield's island, banging supermodels all day. That's what I would be doing. I wouldn't be in a basement, in a townhouse, making a YouTube video on my leisure. And everybody else making YouTube videos about crypto, the only people really even making money with YouTube crypto videos are the people just shilling you all the scams like Crypto Banter. I was watching his channel today or a couple of days ago, and every minute he's just talking about a sponsor. Every coin he talks about is followed by, oh, and they are also one of our sponsors. Like these scammers. There's so many scammers in crypto. I hate it. I really hate it. And that's why, like I say with crypto, it's a great way to make money. You got to be a lunatic if you put all your money into it because you can get hacked. We saw what happened to old Bob. You got to be a lunatic if you get your grandparents or your mom or your dad in crypto. Next thing you know, they put their money on Coinbase and somebody hijacks their account and they lose all their money. Crypto is a risky way to make money with money that you can afford to lose. And that's simply all it is. And that's all it's ever going to be. And one day, like I've been saying, the Bitcoin blockchain will get hacked and it's going to go to zero. One day, Cardano is going to go to zero. Theta is going to go to zero. They're all going to go to zero because one day, with quantum computers, or some shit that the CIA is probably working on right now. Your crypto is going to get hacked, or every wallet's going to get hacked. You think you're going to have you think your hardware wallet's safe, that's going to get hacked. It's all happening. That's why I look at crypto per cycle. I get in, I get out at the end of the cycle. Then when we go back into the bear market, I assess the situation and I decide, do I want to get back into crypto going into the next bull market? And then I decide if I'm going to do it or not. Like I've been saying, for me personally, this is probably the last bull market I really am heavily invested. Yeah, I'll put a couple $1,000s in a couple years, when Cardano goes back down to 10 cents and Bitcoin, goes into its bear market or whatever. But you got to be a lunatic to really think this shit's going to do anything in 10, 20 years. I mean, it's just stupid at this point. Even I've always said, like, even Michael Saylor, he's probably going to be the catalyst that takes us into the bear market when he starts dumping all of his Bitcoin at like $130,000, $120,000. It's just common sense. It's just common sense. You have to ignore the hype. You have to focus. You see a way to make money, but ignore all the charlatans around you telling you Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Cardano is going to be the next best thing. No, it's not happening. I look at things, this bull market, within the next year, things are going to be great. We're going to make a lot of money. After that, I don't know. After the elections, I think everything is going to dump. I think we're going to go into a full-blown recession after the elections, and I think that's going to really dump the crypto markets. But in the near term, we've survived the bear market. All we have to do now is just wait for that next run up, which I think is happening this month. That's going to be the catalyst to take us into alt season. And if it doesn't happen, who gives a fucking shit? If my prediction of June doesn't happen till July or August, so what? Get a life, get a hobby, get a job, go out and do something else, right? There's other things to do except obsess about crypto. I've been working on this condo, and I got somebody coming into my rental property that I bought in Pennsylvania this weekend. So I got a lot of other things on my mind. And once you start getting other things on your mind, you're not like focused on this day-to-day price action. If you're fixated on this day-to-day price action of crypto, it means you just don't have enough to do. It means you need to go out and get a hobby. Start trail running, right? Take a keto, take a martial art. Like, don't fixate on this crap every day. And then once we hit alt season, yeah, fixated on it every day, because that's when it's fun. That's when it's interesting. And that's when you have to be paying attention to know when to get out. But right now, in this range, 60 to 70,000, until we break that all-time high again, that's all we're doing. We're just in that range. And every time Bitcoin dumps $2,000, you freak out and you cry to your mommy and you go in the comments, Bitcoin dumped. And then every time Bitcoin dumps above 70, you go in the comments, oh, alt season's here. Oh my God, we're pumping. It's so great. It's like, you have to control your emotions. These markets are all emotions. If you can't control your emotions, you're not going to make any money. You're not going to make a dime. Trust me. Believe me on this one. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Really no major news. We got the Fed meeting, so we got a dump. It happens every month. Every month or two it happens. I'm surprised we dumped this low, because usually we go down to like 67. But yeah, this is the range. We could go down to 65, 64. If we go under 60, for us to go under 60, I think there'd have to be a major catalyst of bad news, which I don't see happening. I really don't. But hey, anything can happen with the economy. I just saw a story that Russia is now sending warships and their military to Cuba, which is right near Florida, because they're pissed at the United States for everything we're doing in Ukraine. So there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. You got Biden, you got the elections, you got everything with a criminal trial on Trump. I saw Hunter Biden just got found guilty of his federal charges. So you got a lot of shit happening. So there can be short-term world events that dump crypto. Absolutely. Remember COVID, guys? Remember what COVID did to crypto for, a day? And every dumbass who sold missed the market? Think about the amount of people who sold Bitcoin during the dump in COVID, and they lost $1 million because they did that. So we don't want to be those people. So right now, guys, just hold on tight. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, get a hobby. But I do think this is a short-term thing. Fed meeting. Once it's over, I think we're going to come back up. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.